Okay, we are back to the moment in which we can be together in this teaching, which is a declaration. There is no more than declaration that I do, because we are now in the end time. So obviously, there must be declaration. Again, a greeting to all of you who are following from home, you who are following and listening the declaration. The declaration is we are now in the number 3, and talking about teaching, it's the number 10 in your book or your copybook or whatever, but that is it. So this teaching, of course, it's a declaration about what this God of Abraham wants for you humans because of your uh, arrogance, and we can say that you didn't care about the words at all. So that is what we are going to take a look together and listen. And I'm going to let you know clearly that this earth has its owner, and it's not you. This doesn't belong to you, human, and you cannot boast about this earth, but it doesn't belong to you. No, this earth has its honor, and the honor is the God of Abraham, and who gives this declaration, and it's Eliah who brings that word. That's why it is the declaration that Eliah is making, which is from Yahushua, that we are going to follow right now. Yeah. So, talking about the truth, what happens? But what is happening? I have taught you in the during the first and second declaration that the anger of Father YAHVAH has arrived and it is applied. The time of punishment has arrived and disaster for this world. When this word has occurred, we know that a few days after, the war between uh, Israeli and Iranian has burst. And we're now talking about this war. So, what is really the process of this war? I am telling you, this is not from you, but it's from the Creator. It is not from your desire or whatever you want. Like let's arrange it according to politics or something or whatever you may say it. But it is because of your sin. So you have to receive the consequences. So that is what I'm going to explain according to what is being said. But what I want to tell you about this declaration, the situation on this Earth planet is not good anymore. It doesn't work anymore. If I am pointing out as Israel, because this is because of what they did, going against the words of the God of Abraham. So that is the result. And the Israeli felt that American who protect them is so powerful, and that's why they're doing these kinds of move. It's like they do something which they should not do at all. Why do I say that they should not do it? Because in Israel, it's like they say, because we are protecting what is about us, because our existence is kind of in trouble. So, yeah, they say that they have trouble about them, so they may be destroyed because of Iranian wielding their nuclear weapon. So we're going to look at the global situation. But before the words, I have to explain the things. So after, I will tell you. Uh, I will tell you after the declaration, because if you human don't know what is happening, even you're like a cow watching things, like you don't know anything. So you have to be conscious. This is the consequences of going against the God of Abraham. And we agree, and that is the true words of God. So now I'm going to tell you the story of Israel. Because of the anger of that YAHVAH towards the children of Israel, they were scattered out of their land. So we are going to start from that. This is their story, and the children of Israel know that they were scattered by the God of Abraham. And I tell you that the God of Abraham, I have to emphasize that he hates sins, and it's because of their sins that they were kicked out. And Eliah is doing this declaration because he goes against all the sinners, because the quality of our dad, the God of Abraham, hates sins, and it's only Eliah on this earth planet who is able to bring that back. And it's the authority of Eliah who tells you to tell you that this is the words of the God of Abraham, who hates sins. Like Eliah teaches, people who follow Eliah never sins anymore and washed away from their sins. So this is about good things. This is all about good things. This word is good things. So now let's see the words of God in the book of. So where is the book in this one? Okay, we're gonna see on Leviticus. So it is said that you will going to be scattered out of your land if you do so. So we are going to start from here. Leviticus chapter 26. From the verse, where is it? Okay, let's see on the verse 14. Okay. Leviticus chapter 26, verse 14. But if you will not listen to me and carry out all these commands, and if you reject my decrees and abhor my laws, and fail to carry out all my commands, and so violate my covenant, then I will do this to you. I will bring on you sudden terror, wasting diseases. Yeah, this is so long, but let's jump to the 30-ish verses. Let's see. Verse 31. We're going to jump on the verse 31. I will turn your cities into ruins. So now we are beginning from the verse 31. I will turn your cities into ruins and lay waste your sanctuaries. And I will lay waste your sanctuaries. I will take no delight in the pleasing aroma of your offering. That means I don't care about what you're going to do. I myself will lay waste the land so that your enemies who live there will be appalled. I will scatter you among the Gentiles. So that is it. And will draw out my sword and pursue you. Your land will be laid waste, and your cities will lay in ruins. That happens to the children of Israel, because the God of Israel scattered them out of their land, and it was around the world. They were scattered around the world. Yeah, for the studio, fix the picture. I don't know where is the problem exactly, but your picture is not good. If it's not too white, it's reddish, it's too red. So maybe also it's from you, Ruva. So I don't know where is it coming from. So you from studio, take the instruction, follow the instruction so that it is good. Maybe it is also setting from you too. So fix it so that the picture is good, very good from home. So you have to be professional when you're taking picture. You cannot just show it on the screen like as long as it is shown on the screen, whether it's red or dark or white, but you have to make it normal. You have to learn that. Okay, let's now carry on. So here, the words of God says clearly, I'm going to scatter you. I'm going to kick you out. Yes, and that was being said. I'm going to scatter you. And they were kicked out from their land. So they began to be scattered. So from 722 BCE, they began to be scattered around the world, and that news, and at the end they were scattered around the world. Yeah, technician, your network is cutting according to what I see. So the connection is cutting. I think it should not cut in my point of view. So we have to fix it so that it doesn't cut out. Yeah, in 722 BCE, and at the end, children of Israel were scattered around the world. And the God of Abraham gave declaration after, like how Eliah, like the declaration that Eliah is making now. So it was in between 600 BCE and 500 BCE through the prophet Jeremiah. So the prophet Jeremiah said, gather the children of Israel back to their land and protect them like a shepherd protect their sheep. So we can see that in Jeremiah 31, verse 10. So let's take a look at that. For the glory of the Almighty, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They were just humans on earth, but He is also our God from the heaven of heavens, the God of Eliah, the one that you see on this setting, that you see on this picture. The devils hate, but it's pleasing for the people who will go to the heaven of heavens to see him. Jeremiah 31:10. Those who wish the God of Abraham, who saves him, they are so happy to listen to Eli. I listen to me if you want to be saved, but if you want to die to hell, don't listen. I am telling you, there is no joke anymore from now on. Jeremiah 31:10. Hear the words of YAHVAH, you Gentiles, proclaim it in distant coastlands. He who scattered Israel will gather them and will watch over his flock like a shepherd. That is the law. So those who cause Israel to scatter, you have to gather them back. Yes, so everyone has Israelites being scattered and also been their captives. Yeah, so children of Israel were scattered around the world. That is the truth. That is the truth. So, in from 722 BCE, during Assyrian time, it's the king second Sargon. So they were scattered. The children of Israel were scattered. But time has come that they're gathered back to their land. So they were gathered back to their land in 1822. So in 1822, the words of Jeremiah 31:10 was fulfilled, like get them back to their land. So 2000, I mean 2500 years after, no one could stop the words of the God of Abraham, but that was applied. I don't know if Donald Trump, the American president, and Joe Biden, who was, and George Bush Jr. or Sr., because both of them were there, and Barack Obama for American, in France, Francois Hollande, and Emmanuel Macron, Nicolas Sarkozy, because they all are among those who gathered children of Israel back to their land. And with English, Italian country, even Germany were included in that case, because now they are NATO's member. But before, they were called the League of Nations. And the League of Nations, or United Nation, at the moment, At the time, they were a League of Nations. So they gathered children of Israel back to their land. And the leader was American, and after French, and after English. So they are the leaders. And after they become NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So it's those who are Western Atlantic, Western. So they made organization to protect their countries, Western countries, because there is a problem with this Russia. So that's why that is the NATO 4. So we have seen the latest news. We saw that it's the American who protect Israel so hard. So it's the American who protects Israel hardly. And they look for any means to protect them. That is, though, the situation. What is happening? The ambassador of YAHOSHUAH, Eliah, has always said something, the one who's sent by the God of Abraham, that Russia, he is the beast. He is the one in the far north, because the disaster for the earth is from the far north. We have taught you that. I have taught you that. What is that passage, Ruva? That the disaster of the earth is from the far north. I think it's in, where is that? Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 14. Don't you remember that, Ruva? Jeremiah 1:14. Yeah, this has been brought by the Israelite prophet, but now Eliah is explaining it. Okay, Jeremiah 1:14. YAHVAH said to me, from the north disaster will be poured out on all who live in the land. So the disaster of the earth will come from the north. So Jeremiah, who has been given words to make declaration, like Eliah has been given words to make declaration. They have done theirs, and now Eliah is emphasizing it. This is what is happening, and this will happen to you, because all the prophets of YAHVAH and all the messengers, their words must be aligning. There is nothing which changes, but it's Eliah who corrected and justify it. What is that noisy, children? Don't make a noise, because it spoiled the ears. Okay, let's carry on. What is that? There is something like noise. What is that? Yeah, don't touch it anymore. It's not good. Okay, do it then. Yeah, you have to signal me when you want to touch something, because it's kind of okay. Here it is said, from the north disaster will be poured out of all who live in the land. So the God of Abraham has said that it comes from north, and it's in that time, in 2003, that I have given to you, all humans, because at that time you have insisted that a Pope is the beast, American is the beast, and I told you that that is all fake. These are all fake. But Pope, there is nothing to do about the beast. American, they are not included in that thing. But the disaster of the earth, it is clear here that the disaster which will be poured on earth is from north, and the way to know it is they destroy Israel. And it's Father YAHVAH who said that the disaster will happen to you, and you will be scattered around the world. And it is according to the words of Abraham, the God of Abraham then. So the beast, he always end up by destroying Israel. So that is the real disaster. So here are the words of God. If we are looking at it, who is the disaster which will hit Israel the last? So even those, the one who will hit the earth, the entire earth, comes from the north. So let's see, according to Prophet Jeremiah. So let's see the words in Ezekiel, the letter word, verse 38. This one from the north, it's he who will destroy Israel, and it is precise and accurate that it is from the north. And the countries who will be with this country from the far north, it will be Iran, which was called Persian at the time. And also there is African country, Arabs country, and all the North countries, it's obvious that they are all from North. So if we are looking at the Holy Scripture, the words of the God of Abraham, whom gathered children of Israel back to their land, which is the NATO who did that great work. So even American could not escape from these words of God. American couldn't escape that. You, Donald Trump, Emmanuel Macron, I am telling you, you're like doing bad, very bad thing. Look at this title. The war cannot be stopped anymore. Declaration of Eliah. It's Eliah who made declaration like the Israelite prophet, and our word cannot be deferred. That is from the YAHVAH, and no one, nothing can defer it. So let's see the words about that. If we are looking at the north, we must take Israel as center, because Ezekiel 38 12, it says that the center of the world is Israel. So if we are going to, if we want to know the north or the south or the west or the east, it must be Israel that we have to take as a reference. Ezekiel 38 verse 12. We have to look at the center of the land, because the disaster which will hit the world, the American, French, English, Italian, Poland, even Ukraine is already in trouble. So it comes from the north. I am telling you, the war cannot be stopped. It has burst. You, Israel, you will be in real trouble. You have done too much against the God of Abraham. You didn't care at it at all. Even you also used to kill those who come from the heaven of heavens. You killed them all. Now the 2 olive trees went in your land, and you will kill it again, like what you have done in YAHOSHUAH and all the prophets. You were wicked. It's a foolishness for those who protect you. I agree that you were a chosen island. No one will deny that. You were chosen. But you were chosen to go to a wrong way, and you deserve punishment and trouble. Now, let's read Ezekiel chapter 38. Oh, I am in Jeremiah. Ezekiel 38, I think it's in 12, verse 12. Ezekiel 38, verse 12. I will plunder and loot and turn my hand against the resettled, the ruins, and the people gathered from the nations, rich in livestock and goods, living at the center of the earth. So those who are gathered from the Gentiles, they are children of Israel. And the place where the children of Israel live at the moment is the center of the world. That is obvious. I think it's in verse 8. Verse 8. I think it's in verse 8 that it talks about Israel. Yes, Ezekiel 38, verse 8. After many days you will be called to arms. In future years you will invade a land that has recovered from war, whose people were gathered from many nations to the mountains of Israel, which had long been desolate. They had been brought out from the nation, and now all of them live in safety. You and your troops and the many nations with you will go up, advancing like a storm. You will be like a cloud covering the land. So this one from the north will cover the land. You and all your troops and the many nations with you. Now that is already happening at the moment I speak. Everyone is preparing that. Time has come. Your war, human, cannot be stopped anymore. And that is an order of our beloved YAHVAH, and it has arrived in YAHOSHUAH and said by the mouth of Eliah, who brings the words of both of them, the one who have fulfilled these words, bring the children of Israel back to their land. And you, American, has done that. And that declaration was brought by Eliah. And now Eliah is giving precision. The one who brought the children of Israel back is French, America, English, Italian, Germany, Europeans with America, and they are mostly NATO. You have done that. You could not escape from the words of our beloved dad, YAHVAH. And it's the words of the prophet which is applied into you. And it's like that. Now Eliah is bringing the words like what Jeremiah and Ezekiel did. Now Eliah is emphasizing this will happen. So now Eliah is giving precision. The center of the earth is Israel. So if you're looking at on the map, you can see the center of the earth, whether you have a computer or phone. If you have a map, look at the north of Israel, but because Israel is the center of the earth, according to Ezekiel 38:12, but the one who is at the far north is Russia, and we'll still emphasize that it is from the far north. Ezekiel chapter 1 to 5, and after we're gonna jump to 14. We're gonna see what happens. Ezekiel 38 verse 1, from the verse 1. Ezekiel 38 from the verse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and after we will jump to 14 and so on. We're gonna see. And this end, and I am telling you, the end has arrived. Not only the end time. The end time may be still long, but the end is like this, and we are now entering in like this. Your ending, you human, has entered. It has entered. Your ending has entered, like the message given to Ezekiel and Jeremiah. That is also the message given to Eliah, the one who will finish all the words and summarize all the words and establish the final words. The earth doesn't belong to you humans, but it belongs to us. It belongs to our dad YAHVAH and YAHOSHUA, the God of Abraham, the God that you despised. You didn't care about him, and you pretend to be ignorant, but you cannot escape from our word anymore. But that is the words from the one who truly created you. He is the God of Abraham. Let's read it. The words of YAHVAH came to me, Son of man, set your face against Gog of the land of Magog. So here is the descendants of Ham, Shem, and Japheth. So they're from the north, and here it is really said that they are in the far north, and the far north is Russia. Yeah, but even Malagasy language, it sets up that it's Russia. In French, it's Russia. In English, it says Russia because it's so straightforward. So set your face against Gog of the land of Magog, the chief prince of Russia, and Tubal, prophesy against him, and say, this is the sovereign YAHVAH says, I am against you, Gog, chief prince of Russia. So Russia means leader in another sense. So it's high, supreme. And Tubal, I will turn you around, put hooks in your jaws. So there is some kind of strange picture. Yeah, okay. I will turn you around, put hooks in your jaws. So what does that mean? When when someone is put hook in his jaw, it is someone or something which doesn't want to come out. And Russia is that. They pretend to be ignorant. I will turn you around, put hooks in your jaw. That means this, Russia will be pulled out. Will be pulled out because they don't want to come out. Why they don't want to come out? Yeah, it is cutting. Okay, let's carry on. Anyway. So why Russia doesn't want to come out? Because obviously when he come out, he died. It's not you humans who will kill him, but it's us. We will kill him. And you may ask how? You're not going to enter in that. But my responsibility is to tell you this is what is going to happen. If you believe, it's good. If you don't believe, that's good. But you American cannot kill him. You NATO, even though you were going together, you cannot kill him. It's a foolishness if you're going to fight against Russia. The words of Eli are straightforward. It will lead to your destruction. What will happen after? But Israel, who attacks Iran, they are looking for death. Why do I say that they're looking for death? Let's see. That is the consequences if you didn't care about the words from the beginning. And you people on earth, you were all affected because you didn't care about the words of Eliah. If you had taken care of the words of Eliah, that would be different. But even the name Eliah has meaning, but you didn't care. You're gonna see what will happen, because when she will come out, Russia will die. When Russia is going to come out to fight, he is like bringing himself to be killed, because he is the last enemies who is going to fight against Yahushua, Gog, the king of Russia. That's why Eliah is coming here in advance, because Yahushua is coming. So when Yahushua is coming, there must be someone who is going before him, and that is Eliah. That's why Eliah is making declarations so that you humans can hear, whether you like it or not. But you have to get ready. But the owner of your earth planet has arrived, and he is the real owner. That's why the world cannot stop anymore. That is the meaning of this title. The world cannot be stopped anymore. And that is declaration of Eliah from Yahoshua that you have despised. You humans have despised and didn't care. If your God is powerful, gather them and stop this word. The word that Eliah is giving. Stop it. If there is any God from you, even your God, we will judge them. We will judge them all, so that you know that your earth planet has its honor, and it's the one who sent us. Let's carry on. I will turn you around, put hooks in your jaws, and bring you out with your whole armies. Let's see who is that chief of Russia, king of Russia. So we're going to see on Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 15, and we're going to be back into that just later. We're going to read from the verse 14 to 16. So this arrives at the end. So now he is arrived. Eliah has arrived to tell you that the end has arrived. It's declaration, a declaration of Eliah from Yahushua. The end has arrived. That's why this word that you were saying, just right after Eliah has said that the anger of Father YAHVAH has arrived, and Father YAHVAH is going to punish the earth. So Israel and Iran burst in war. The war between Russia and Ukraine has shown that now the beast has arrived. And the war between Iran and Israel says that the end has entered. Declaration. There is nothing that you can do anymore. That it's like you were just waiting for the consequences. You human don't care at all about the God of Abraham. You didn't care about the words of the ambassador of Yahushua, Ziad Eliah. Even though I called you, you didn't care. So it's your turn now to find solution. But the key is with us, with Eliah. How can't you search for us in a very short time, after a very short time? And it's in that very short time that you're going to search for us. We're going to see what will happen next. Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 14 and 15 and 16. Therefore, son of man, prophesy and say to Gog, this is what sovereign YAHVAH says. In that day when my people Israel are living in safety, will you not take notice of it? Yes, Israel is kind of in peace. Don't you know that? You will come from your place in the far north. You will come from your place in the far north. So here, this Russia, he comes from the place in the far north. He is in the far north. Look, you will come from your place in the far north, you and many nations with you. So this is about their combination. So even though there will be fake peace, which will occur suddenly, this is a very a fake one, which is dangerous. And Israel must make peace and agreement with Russia. They must make agreement with peace, whether they like it or not. That is your only solution, Israel. I'm giving you solution, Israel. Go and make agreement with peace. go and make an agreement with Russia, not with America anymore. If you still want to get hope, because you all are at the age of death, you American, you France, you NATO, you are not the owner of the power and authority, but we are the owner of the authority and the power and the mind. We can control mind, control humans, their body and their spirit. We have the authority for each human. So don't say that you are the owner of the power. No, you don't. But it's in blink of an eye that we remove it and it is removed. And it is in a blink of an eye that we will give power and he got power. Remember, the owner of the power has arrived. We can remove whatever has been set up. And now it's time now to remove what is we don't need. And it's time now to establish what we need for the work of our dad YAHVAH. So it's time to establish everything because it's already in the end time. Devil's also doing their work. They're reversing, they're doing their work because that is the plan of the end time. And the war between those who are above occurs that YAHVAH attack through Elia and devils are also attacking through Gog. You don't know that war. You don't know that. You cannot see that and it is not in your mind. You don't have any power in that also. But we know that thing because we know our way and we know our destination and we know who sent us and we know our enemies. They know also us, but they pretend to be ignorant. But we are not pretending to be ignorant. We are straightforward and we are direct because they boast that they are like powerful and they are pretend to be ignorant. It's so funny. Okay, let's see. You and many nations with you, all of them riding on horses, a great horde, a mighty army. You will advance against my people Israel like a cloud that covers the land. It's in the latter day that will come. So it's at the last day that this Russian will come because they are in the far north and they will attack Israel. However, what is happening? You, Israeli, you will attack the friends of this Russia, Gog, the king of Russia. You were attacking Iran. Who made you to do this? If you really know the God of Abraham, you know that it was a forbidden thing that you did. And that is the result when you are pushed by American. You were pushed. And you may say, how can you say that? It's easy. If you know the truth, if you know the Holy Scripture, you know that they were pushed. They were pushed. And no one can deny that. They were pushed. So what is it? We're going to see who are with Russia. With the war between Russia and Ukraine. Ukraine is protected by NATO and the leader is American, even though he pretends to be ignorant. French, English, and so on. NATO, all NATOs, European, Westerns. How can Americans say that they don't help? However, the weapons, they supply weapons to Ukraine. If they don't help, they have removed all their weapons, but they don't remove their weapon. America help them. But I have to clarify that I am not for Russia. Russia, the king of Russia, is the enemy of Elia. And we're not going to say we like them. No, never. They are enemies. They are our enemies. How can we like them? But I'm telling you, wrong way. That's why you don't know what you are doing. It accelerates your distraction, you humans. And it's all about foolishness. What is the what is the cause? Because you didn't care about this teaching, because you didn't care about YAHOSHUA. So your destruction is accelerated. Your destruction, human, is accelerated. I have to emphasize it again. Your destruction was accelerated. So who made it to accelerate? It's YAHOSHUA. Who made it to accelerate, to speed up? It's YAHOSHUA. Who speeds it up? The one that you hate, the one that you don't like, that you have exchanged it with Jesus, the one who made you sins. So you exchange him with Jesus. If he said don't sin anymore, you dare to say, we must sin. There is nothing like that. However, the Holy Scripture belongs to its owner, and the owner said, don't sin anymore. But the one who is not the owner said, go and sin. That's why you will be in trouble. Call now your Jesus. Call your Jesus. Call your Jesus to solve this problem. But the God of Abraham, who created this earth and you humans, has said, this is the words, though the war cannot be stopped anymore. A declaration of Eliah from Yahushua. So rise your God to stop this. Call your God to destroy this word. And we're going to see who will be the God. But Eliah has arrived to tell you, make your God come out. Because this is the words of our God, and He is the one who sent me. Show yours. And the words of our God is as follows. The war cannot be stopped anymore. But if this word must be applied, because whether Israel like it or not, you Israeli must make agreement with Russia, and you must do this, and be quick to do it, so that the fake peace must enter, the fake peace that you are expected. That is dangerous, so bad. In what kind of time? In this difficult time. The war will not stop anymore. So what causes that? Let me continue my words earlier. So Russia fight against Ukraine. So that is logical. What makes it logical? Because NATO expands their land to Russia, so they don't like it. So that is it. When this God enters in stage, all things on earth gets illogical. However, these words are in the fulfillment of the words of God. What I mean by that is the expansion of NATO's to Russia. That's why Russia attacked Ukraine. They don't want to fight, but as they see that this NATO get closer to their land, so they were angry. So it's logical that they attack Ukraine and they don't have any mistakes because you get closer to their land. Because Ukraine is part of them, so now you convert it like your land, so it's normal that they attack. However, the plan of that YAHVAH and YAHOSHUAH is not so, but so that the teaching is fulfilled, like no one can fight against Russia. That's why. So look, America led by Donald Trump, even though Joe Biden, when he was in his power, he didn't dare to fight against Russia. However, he doesn't like Putin. Joe Biden is an American president, but he didn't dare to fight against Russia directly, but indirectly. So what is it? They let Ukraine to fight. However, their weapons are already in Ukraine. That already means that it's a great war. It's a demonstration of power that will we able to defeat them with our weapon if we send our weapon in Ukraine. So it is just a proxy war. So it should be a war between American, French, and German against Russia, but they didn't dare. And look, Russia has made them in trouble. Russia has made Ukraine in trouble. That's why I said, why don't you come back to your grandson? Because Russia will not let you go unless they take you. What Zelensky did is a complete foolishness. Fighting against Russia and getting along with NATO, that is a complete foolishness. But no one knows the words of God, so that's why. You don't know the words of God of Abraham. However, you say that you are believers. You were praying, however, you don't know what you were doing. Now you were making war. And when America sees that Ukraine is beginning to be defeated, however, Russia is with Iran. I am telling you about this. That's why Israel was told to strike a bomb to Iran. That thing, even though you will hide this, you cannot hide things from us because we will show it, whatever you do. That's why Eliah rises. That is about foolishness. What is written in your book? You Israeli, you Americans say that you were praying. Don't you know these words in your Bible, in the Sefer Torah? And you, Russia, you must do your work. So what is written in your book? Haven't you looked at it? Eliah has arrived to let you know you cannot stop our words. You have made yourself in trouble. Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 4 and 5, because we know that he is from the north, and it's at the end time that he is going to come, and the war between Israel and Iran is occurring. And don't you think that Russia is so angry because of what Israel did against Iran? We know the relationship between Iran and Russia. It's Iran who supplied these drones, lots of drones, and also I don't remember, but the drone said it belongs to Iran, and even there is a factory in Russia manufacturing these drones. Don't you think about that? Because you despise the words of God, you just change Yahushua into Jesus. That is normal. You were doing foolishness because you were making yourself in trouble. Let's say the words. Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 4, 5, 6, 7. Ezekiel 38, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will turn you around, put hooks in your jaws, and bring you out of your whole army, your horses, your horsemen fully armed, and a great horde with large and small shield, all of them brandishing their sword. Persia will be with you. Persia is Iranian at the moment we speak. And Madian is Iraq, that you American have just killed is their president Saddam Hussein. Do you think that Iraqis are happy for that? And remember, they are Arabs, and Arabs, Muslims, and don't expect that Arabs loves you. That never happens. That never exists in their mind. They have just deceived you, you American. There is no Arabs who likes you. That will never happen. Okay, let's continue the word. Everything has been written about the war between you, Israeli and Arabs. It has been said. It's my dad who sent me now, who have said these have been happening, and now I am telling you what is coming. I have mentioned all the countries which were not mentioned. So it's the turn of Eliah to point these out. And Persia, Ethiopian, and Libyan, aren't they African country? Look at African country who get along with Russia at the moment we speak. And Africa dares to go against you, NATO. Let's just take a look at the behavior of Traoré, the president of Burkina Faso, and the behavior of many presidents in Africa who begins to go against France and America. You have seen that. That is the accomplishment of the words of Eliah, that these countries will get along with Russia. We can see the fulfillment of the words now. It was in 2003 that I said that, and that's why also people laughed at me at the time. However, we can see it now. You laughed at me in 2003. Now we are in 2025. All the words are accomplished since 2022, 23, 24. So tell us again that the one who sent us is not true. Tell us that it's not true. We can see it together now. Our word is true. And even we have said also, like Traoré became the captain in his army, and he becomes to lead all the army. We have told you already that all African will be led by an army, including Madagascar. There is no more solution. That is an order which was coming down, and that is from your creator. And Eliah doesn't choose anyone, but that is an order, and everyone must follow that. You must quit if you are mentioned. If you are not among that, you have to quit. The end has entered. The fulfillment of the words must occur, and the fulfiller are ordered to do their work. There is no more that can be done now. Let's carry on the word. All with shields and helmets. Also Gomer with all its troops, and Beth Togarm from the far north with all its troops, that many nations with you. So they will be together. All the north that you can see on the map, Russia is the leader with these Arab countries, with African countries, all the African countries, and Chinese is with them, the one who will build the way at the end of the day, and they will going to go towards Armageddon. And it's the Eastern kings who will perform that according to the book of Revelation. We're going to see it after. But I am telling you that there is nothing that you can do anymore. Now Eli is showing things in public, like this is your way, this is what is going to happen, and be careful, because our words cannot be stopped. The war cannot be stopped. That is declaration of Eli from Yahushua. You have seen what is happening. You cannot do anything anymore. But what is it? They are already together. African are already with Russia. Arabs are already with Russia. And you, Donald Trump, an American, don't expect that Arabs likes you. No, that will never happen. Remember the World Trade Center that they have destroyed. So you have to think. This time has arrived. Let me continue the word. I told you in 2005, an Iranian accomplished this word. This is what Elias said in 2005. This declaration was in May 2005, and the small arms of Yahushua has taken it down. Get ready and be fully armed. You and all about you, those who have made meeting in you and be their leaders. Yeah, Russia has received commands. Go and wield your weapon, and they have wield father bomb. And American wield mother bomb. Yeah, Russia is the father of the bomb, and American has built the mother bomb. So it's in that time that Iranian has received declaration during the time of Ahmadinejad, the Iranian president, which was go and build your weapon, you Iranian. It was straightforward. Build your nuclear bomb, you Iranian. So it was in 2005 that Iranian has received that order. If the Amazon of Yahushua said that in May 2005, it was in May 2005. It was in September 2005, for those who remember this teaching well. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad has built their nuclear weapon in the nuclear center, Natanz and Bushehr. He has built both of them. I don't know which one is the first built. And he built weapons. That means the order that this happened, it is the order of that YAHVAH which came to Elia, and now Iranian has accomplished. So they were commanded to do it like all the prophets. So that's how Iranian was saved, and no one could stop it even once. But at this end time, Israeli, the fool ones, they did something which is forbidden. If that is a command from that YAHVAH, and during that long time the IAEA they couldn't stop, even though they tried to stop, they couldn't. And look at this disaster. The Israeli who were supposed to be with that YAHVAH, they fire bomb to Iranian who was told once to build their bomb. Now the previous situation repeats. It must be Israeli who go against that YAHVAH, and the one who push it, it's America. And do you think, America, that you're not going to be in trouble? If that YAHVAH doesn't see, you are not going to be in trouble. If that YAHVAH is blind or deaf, you cannot be in trouble. If he doesn't have hands, you will not be in trouble. And if his hands cannot punish you, you will not be in trouble. But if he can see you, America, you will be in trouble. If he can hear, if he has hands to punish you, this disaster will happen to you. His eyes will look at you and he will punish you, America. His ear will listen to you and he will hit you. And his hands are angry because of his anger and he is going to hit you, America. Because you sent Israeli to do this complete foolishness, because it was the words of the YAHVAH that they willed it. However, you sent them to hit it. And your excuse, which doesn't make any sense, but you just made it to mess up with Russia, who are told to come out, but you send them just to hit Iran, and Russia will be messed up. But they will not be messed up. They are beasts. Even though they all will die, they're all beasts. And they must protect each other, whether you like it or not. Beast and beast must be together. But it's you who will be destroyed with that. You cannot do anything against these beasts. But the dangerous thing is you have blocked the way. It's the words of that YAHVAH that Israeli has blocked. We will attack you, Iranian, and we will destroy your bomb because you are disturbing about us. What I mean by that is we're going to destroy the words of beloved YAHVAH, the God of Abraham. And now you get back to the wrong way. You are in the forbidden way. Now it's still you who go against the words of beloved YAHVAH, the God of Abraham. However, it was a command from him. And now you're going to see the disaster which will happen to you, because your move opens the disaster on earth and it cannot be stopped anymore. There is no more power which can stop it. And it will be like getting worse until it gets to Armageddon. Because you are afraid of Armageddon, but it must get there, and all the power are commanded to make it happen. It cannot be stopped anymore, because you have touched something which is forbidden to be touched. It is much better if someone else did that instead of Israeli. But Israeli, who was supposed to be with the God of Abraham, before they did, again, foolishness, because they didn't want to listen to the declaration from a long time. Like, listen to this declaration from Madagascar. Listen to these words. For you humans, listen to the words of the God of Abraham. But you didn't want to listen, but you despised it. And even you were told, if this teaching is fake, you must go against it. But you didn't. But you just gave like defamation, like this defamer. But who told you that if you defame, the truthness of the words of Eliah will disappear? Wise people see the danger and they take shelter, but fools keep going on and they're in trouble. But here is for you, Israeli. Eliah is telling you, even though you don't listen to me, I don't care about that. We don't care about that, whether you listen or not. But we just tell it. That is the only thing that we know. But this will be accomplished to you. I quote, you will make agreement with death and with the realm of the dead. That must happen to you. Let's read that. Where is that, Ruva? Is it on Isaiah? Isaiah 28?
Isaiah 28.
28:15.
28:15. Pwede ba sumarna?
Am I right? Yes, that's right.
So which
Isaiah 28:14 and 15. Isaiah 28:14, 15. Therefore, hear the word of YAHVAH, you scoffers who rule these people in Jerusalem. The word is pointing you out, you who are in Israel. I don't know if you will listen or not. That is yours, but the words must go and it must be accomplished. Because you boast, we have entered into a covenant with death. With the realm of the dead, we have made an agreement. When an overwhelming source sweeps by, it cannot touch us. For we have made a lie our refuge, and falsehood our hiding place. So this is what Sovereign YAHVAH says. See, I lay a stone in Zion, a tested stone, a precious cornerstone for a sure foundation. The one who relies on it will never be stricken with panic. So that is something which talks about Yahushua. There is something good comes to you, but you didn't want to listen. You were going to make agreement with the death and the realm of the dead. So time will come, whether you like it or not, you must make agreement with Russia. He is the death, and American will never be able to protect you. You were in the wrong address. You were in the wrong address. And America had wrong ID that when they fire Iranian, everybody will hurt. That is dangerous. You woke up lots of things. You have woke up all his team to accomplish the Armageddon. You have woke them up, and that is the beginning of your destruction. The move that you did, you American and NATO. Yes, you don't know the power of Russia. Hooks are put on his jaws because he doesn't want to die. Because once he came out, Yahushua will come to kill him, and that is the work of Eliah, to pull him out, and he must go. He must come out whether he likes it or not. However, you now rush up beforehand, so you have to receive the consequences. You want to get trouble, so receive the outcome, because you wish trouble, so the trouble will come to you. The disaster will come to you. I have warned you. It's a beast, but no one listened. No one cared. So we're gonna see what will happen. Today, I have heard the news in Normandy. I think it was in Normandy. There were, when the thunder were counted, there were 30,000 lightning. That has never happened before on this earth. If there was a lightning, maybe maximum 100, 200, but this, it's 30,000, which hits the villages. And the hail which came out was like the ball of what is that? What is the name of that? Golf. That is the size of the hail which poured out from above. All the roof were pierced, and whoever caught when that was in trouble. We don't know if there was someone who died or not. That is the accomplishment of the words of Eliah, and it will be worsened. It will be worsened. And after a few days, you're gonna see, you will be like, what happened on this earth planet? And you will going to look at Eliah. Your word is true. You're gonna remember my word. But now you say that no one listens. Yes, that's good. It's good that you don't listen, but we don't care if you listen or not, but we must say, because we will be scolded if we don't say if there is something happening, because that YAHVAH must say something so that no one complain like, and why didn't you warn us? So we have told you, if you listen, that's good. If you don't listen, it's good. You cannot complain to the owner of the earth, because he has said, because it's the owner of the earth who sent Eliah. We're gonna say, you who say that America is powerful, we're gonna see. I am laughing at you already. We're gonna see. But who made the mind? Remember my word. And who is the owner of the power and authority? Remember my word. You have made things rushing up. And from now, the teaching of Eliah is going to be oriented into this end time, and also the coming of Gog and all the sign about that, until all the words are accomplished. Eliah must enter in stage, because the accomplishment of the words are occurring, so Eliah must explain that. My word takes its end. That is our meeting today. This is the teaching number 10, declaration number 3 that Eliah has brought, and that is from that YAHVAH and YAHOSHUAH. Glory be to both of them. I hope that you will think well after hearing my words, because wise see the danger and they take shelter, but fool keep going on and they're in trouble. May you be in the place of wise. May you be in place of those who want to be saved and will be saved, because these things doesn't joke anymore. Person who die, they're sad. No one will be happy for that. But the anger of the honor of the earth has arrived. So the solution is you come to him and you will be saved. But if you don't come, receive his anger. That is always the things which is given to you. To end my words, I repeat again, if you have that wisdom, if you still have that wisdom, come back to your creator. You cannot joke to your creator. YAHVAH is his name and YAHOSHUA is his son that he sent. The fulfillment of the words has arrived. You cannot do anything anymore. Make decision if you want to be saved, but if you don't want, continue your foolishness and receive the consequence after the word takes its end. Let's pray together. Thank you very much, beloved YAHVAH. Thank you very much, YAHOSHUA, for all of these words, all the truth from you. Always justify the words because it's time to fulfill them, to accomplish all of your words. Beloved YAHVAH, show your mighty arm and show that you were the honor of the power and authority by sending Elia to tell the words and to accomplish all the order from you about the end time. Now it has arrived. The ending of the earth has arrived. And everything that has been said and which will be said must be applied on him. In the name of my beloved YAHOSHUA, that I make all of these words. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, beloved YAHVAH. Thank you, YAHOSHUA. Hallelujah. Amen. So that is the end of our meeting today. The purpose of all of these things is love to save you. Be wise. See you next time. Goodbye.